What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night, 9 p.m., and it's your boys, Mike and Mish. It's the Mike and Mish show. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, man? Very happy tonight.
Very happy. Yeah, we got a nice show lined up for you guys. We got the young assassin, Melvin Guillard, coming on in a second, followed by Brandon Girtz. Both of those guys are going to be stepping into the squared circle. Separate fights, of course. They both got tough opponents. October 15th in Denver, Colorado. They're both getting ready, and we're going to talk to Melvin coming from the gym as we speak. Before we do that, let's just give a shout real quick to Guerrilla Warfare Apparel. That is our new sponsor. You see it right there. Go to guerrillawarfareapparel.com. Use Mike and Mish promo code. Get 10% off. Mike and Mish. You know, we're wearing the shit right now. It's very comfortable, awesome stuff. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribing and turning on notifications. And if you can't catch the show live, you know that we're always on the BKFC app. With that said, we got our first guest of the evening waiting to come on right now. He is fighting a new fighter coming to the BKFC over from Russia, Kurdanov.
Kurdanov.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in a second. His name is Melvin Guillard. You know him. You love him. Here he is. What's up, Melvin?
What's up, guys? Not much, man. Just here at the gym getting my second workout in, man. Staying on top of everything.
I see that.
And two-a-days.
Two-a-days.
2 days right now. Yeah, 2 days. I'll start my actual weight cut on Saturday. I'm going to do a 2-week cut. Right now I just checked my weight after boxing. I was 197. So I'm feeling real good about this cut, man. It's been a long time coming. I took about 3 years off from cutting weight, man, but after getting my face broken by Riggs, you know, fighting at a weight I probably shouldn't have been at, it's time to go dominate where I need to be, where I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I feel good about this. I feel real good about this fight.
Awesome. Hey, Melvin, is this fight at 175 or 165?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 175. Yeah, I'm no longer fighting at 85. I'm going down to 75. Try to conquer 75, and then hopefully in the future, somewhere near future, I'll drop to 65. But yeah, right now, you know, I blew up and got bigger because I was fighting at 85 for a while. I finally got up to 200, but now I want to go down and actually fight where I'm comfortable, which is 75.
Man, it's good to hear that. I think you belong back down there. That's where you dominated a long time in your earlier part of your career at the 155 range. So right. I would imagine 165, 175 is much more more comfortable range for you.
Right.
Yeah. That last fight with Joe Riggs, man, like you looked pretty good right up until that straight punch.
Yeah, I felt good. I felt good. My movement was good, and I mean, when he cracked me, he hurt me. I mean, it's the first time in my career. And 26 years of fighting professionally, it was the first time I ever been hit that hard. It felt like a baseball bat cracked me in the face. I mean, it was something to feel. But you know what? I've broken a lot of people's faces. I've ended people's careers. You know, so now I get to see the other side of that. I know exactly how they felt. I don't wish it on anybody. I really don't. And I was more pissed that he didn't knock me out. I really wish he would just knock me out cold. So I was up through the whole thing. So that shit hurts like a motherfucker.
Damn.
What were the exact injuries on that?
Say what?
What was the exact injuries that occurred?
5 fractured orbital. I had 5 fractures around the orbital socket. That was it. He didn't rip my retina or tear anything. Nothing. I didn't even need surgery. I just had to let the orbital socket heal. I mean, he literally caught me square right dead circle in the center of it, and it broke the left side. So I had 5 fractures around the orbital socket.
Damn, man. And correct me if I'm wrong. That was towards the end of 2021. And
yeah, that was August 20th of last year.
Okay, and then we were gonna see you, or supposedly we were gonna see you at Knucklemania 2 against I believe Yuli Diaz, correct?
Yeah, but the Florida commissioner, being fucking punks, bro, about letting me fight, said that I need to get some wins, which is cool. I mean, look, I brought that on myself, you know, taking fights I shouldn't have took, you know, not training properly. I mean, basically I was on a paid vacation, you know, that's why I wasn't cutting any weight, because I wanted to keep fighting, but I didn't want to have to put in all that hard work to actually make weight and stuff. So I fought up, you know what I mean? It was my fault being lazy. So I'm back. I feel good. I feel good about cutting 20 pounds right now. Like I'm actually excited about it. But you know, I'm 39 now. I'm not in my mid 20s anymore. So what I'm going to do to be smart, I'm going to start my actual weight cut on Saturday, which is the 1st. So I'm going to start doing a 2-week cut. So I want to be a certain weight by the end of that 7 days. And then the week of the fight, I want to be able to coast through and just cut those last few pounds off with no problem. And then come fight night after weigh-ins, I should bulk right back up to about 185, 190. So that way I can be the bigger fighter.
Nice. Where are you training out of right now, Melvin?
I'm at Heavy Hands Boxing with Lamamba Sears. We have about 4 or 5. I think we have 4 guys from the team that are fighting. Lil Keegan's fighting on that card. So it's just 4 of us all together. So we got a nice little team going. We got some good things going on right now. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm no longer in the MMA gyms because I'm not fighting MMA anymore. I only show up to MMA gyms to help the guys that need help if they want it. But I spend majority of my time now in the boxing gym.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we were just talking last night with a couple guys and the the evolution of this sport. Like, people got to start deciding whether they want to continue all the grappling and the wrestling or focus more on the hands.
That's kind of why I stepped away from it, man. It's just I've been wrestling my whole life since I was 10 years old. One state, wrestled at college for a little bit. I did judo. I'm a black belt in judo. I mean, it takes a toll on your body, man. And, I've done the jiu-jitsu and all that. But with this, man, I can still compete at a high level and I can still actually fight. You know what I mean? I've been fighting bare knuckle for the past 8 years, though. I was fighting over in London with BKB for about 5 of those years. So, I've been doing bare knuckle for quite a bit now. You know what I mean? And I got to get my hands dirty a little bit with Dada and Kimbo, God rest his soul, back in the day with the backyard. You know what I mean? So I've been around this bare knuckle stuff for quite a bit. I love it, man. Look, fighting is fighting. Like I tell everybody, it's not the same because with MMA, you got to worry about knees, elbows, submissions. With this, it's just mano a mano, just who got the better hands. And to be honest, a lot of pro boxers aren't doing very well in this sport because of the dirty boxing aspect of it. And I like that because, I'm able to use my hands and hand fight to land those punches and to get those finishes, and I'm going to be able to showcase that coming up on October 15th because, I didn't really get to showcase it much at 85 because those guys were just way too big for me. But now I get to go down and wait and be the bigger fighter. So now I get to be the big bully, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny that you brought up the boxing, how boxers don't do that well. And it's not every boxer, not saying every boxer, but there have been boxers that have not done well and they did well in boxing. There's some notion out there, and we've talked about it multiple times on the show, that people think, hey, these MMA fighters, they're going to learn when they come in here to bare knuckle, like this is boxing. Well, it's closer to boxing and this and that.
No,
and it's like, wait.
I think honestly, I beg a differ. I think it's more based towards MMA because of the dirty boxing, because of the hand fighting. You can't do any of that. You can't hold the back of someone's head in a boxing match. Without the referee saying stop, you can't do that. You can't hold somebody and punch them at the same time. Right. So to me, it's more geared around MMA fighters. Plus, like I tell everybody, it's not a boxing fight. It's not a boxing match. It's not an MMA fight. It is a street fight. This is street fighting. It's just done in the ring. Yeah, that's it. They put some rules to it. It's basically, hey, let's go outside in the parking lot and let's get it in. That's what bare knuckle is. And if you have that mindset and know better, that this is basically a street fight. This is not a boxing match. This is not an MMA fight. This is straight up mano a mano, a street fight. We're gonna go outside like 2 grown adults and we're gonna get this shit in the parking lot. That's the mentality that I take into this.
And the boxers that are thinking that they're going to step in there and dominate are learning really quickly. And if people take a look at who we've talked about this 100 times, the people that are having the most success, all the champions are former MMA fighters. So it makes all the sense in the world.
The proof's in the pudding. This is like with MMA. The people that were champions and dominating MMA were wrestlers. Right. So this is another evolution of fighting where you're going to see now that the people coming from MMA are going to dominate this sport. period.
And it's a beautiful sport of its own now. It's like we said, it is its own sport. There is a technique to this sport. There is certain aspects that
Right,
you need to train. You need to train certain aspects different.
If you're ahead of the game, if you focus on what you need to do, you can be a champion. You know what? Before I retire, I will retire a BKFC champion. You know, I had some tough runs already, but like I said, I was fighting in a weight class I shouldn't have been in, but yet I was still holding my own. Now I'm training. My training's better. My training partners are better. My coaching is better. So that's going to make me a better fighter. I'm already a great fighter, but now I want to challenge myself. I haven't challenged myself for the past 3 years. Now it's time to challenge myself. And I get to do that by beating the shit out of a Russian. You know what I mean? So this fight not just about me. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to put a political statement on this. I'm going to be fighting for Ukraine as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to fight for those people. So you can call it what you want. It's going to be like Rocky versus the Russian, if you want to call it that. Call me Baby Creed. I don't care how you want to sell it, but that's how I'm approaching this fight. But I'm going in for the knockout. I never was a point fighter. I'm not going to be a point fighter. I know I'm going to be the bigger, faster, stronger fighter. I'm knocking this kid out within the first or second round. He's not going to finish the fight.
No, you talk about challenging yourself. I wanted to talk about your next challenge. This Russian guy, Kurdanov, however you say it. I suck at names.
I say Kurdanov.
I don't know. I just call him the Russian guy. I don't even know his name.
He has a little bit of experience as well. You know, we tried to do some research on the guy because I honestly don't know a whole lot about him. I did see that he's fought for Top Dog and for Hardcore FC. He's got some bare knuckle fights. You know, sometimes surrounded by hay bales and wearing sweatpants, but you know, when they approached you with this kid's name, had you ever heard his name before?
No, never heard of him. Don't know him. Me and my coaches, we literally just sat down today and researched him. Did our homework a little bit, working on the game plan. Other than that, I don't know shit about the kid. I know I'm the better fighter. I know I'm the veteran. I'm supposed to win this fight. Like, this is a fight that I'm supposed to win, and I'm going to win. So I don't go into any fight worrying about my opponent. Right. I only want to make sure that Melvin's ready. When I'm ready, nobody can touch me. I've always known that. So I'm more than ready because, like any other time, even back in the UFC, there's been many times where I was fighting for my job. This is one of those situations, you know what I mean? I lose this fight to this unknown kid, I may not have a job after this. I may be looking for another agent, another fight company. So I love BKFC. I want to continue to fight for Dave, and right now I'm fighting for my livelihood. And I love it when when my back's against the wall like this. When my back has been against the wall, even in the UFC, that's fights I show up for. Those are the fights that I know I'm going to walk away with a KO or sometime a spectacular win, because it's not about just getting a W. It's about making a statement, and I have to make this statement loud and clear on October 15th. And that's what I'm here to do.
You know this guy Kurdanov, that they signed him in March 21st, like 2021. This came out that long ago. So they signed this guy and actually signed another Russian female fighter too at like the same time. And then like just ever since then, they kind of they announced it and everything. And then it was like, where the hell that guy go? You know? So it was so odd.
Well, hey guys, look, I want to say thanks to Smith Brothers as well, my agency. Yes. Kevin Smith, he's my boy, man. Look, it's like a brotherhood with us. You know, my boy Hunt's going to fight this weekend. He didn't get the KO. Like right now, bro, I'm riding off all my teammates' vibes too, man. Like, it's good vibes. Everything's good going around me. I can't lose this fight. There's no way I can. You know what I mean? I got everything. Everything's working in my favor right now. But I don't want to cut you guys off, but I really want to get back to my workout. So okay, I think we can cut this short a little bit for me, please. Normally I don't rush anybody off an interview, but right now I'm in the zone and I'm at my second workout right now.
No problem at all, Melvin. If you need to take off, you can take off. If you want to give a direct message to your opponent right now, maybe even call
I'm just going to tell the Russian guy, man, look, come prepared for an ass whooping, bro, because you're crossing over the dangerous territory, and the young assassin ain't never left. I was just on a paid vacation. Vacation time is over. So I'm going to knock him the fuck out.
There it is. Well, we appreciate your time, man. Get back to your workout. We'll see you in Denver, October 15th when he fights the Russian fighter. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys. I'll talk to y'all after the fight.
All right, man. See you out there. Later. Yeah, dude, there he is, Melvin Guillard. Now, right before he came on, guys, we're like, hey, we hadn't seen him yet. We're like getting ready to go live, and all of a sudden he pops up in the virtual green room, which we see down at the bottom of our screen. And I'm like, oh, Melvin's there now. And as soon as he gets on, I pop him on the screen just to say hello to him before we go live. And I'm like, hey, what's up, Melvin? And he hands the phone off and he gets on the incline bench and he's pumping a set on the incline bench out. And I'm like, all right, what the hell are we doing? What's going on here?
Yeah. No one's answering us. So like, hello.
I'm like, can anybody hear us? Are we doing an interview from the bench? But nah, that was very cool of him to take a break from his workout and give us that. I mean, Melvin's a good dude. He needs to get this win. This Russian kid is 11 years younger than him. I don't know how many fights the kid has under his belt because, you can only find what you can find on the internet. But,
Right.
you look him up and you could see on like Tapology, they got him as a 1-1 pro MMA fighter, but he's 3-0 as a bare knuckle fighter and 1-0 as a pro boxer. I'm sure he's got a bunch of amateur fights and a bunch of unsanctioned fights, but Melvin Guillard has, 59 pro MMA fights. He's got boxing matches. He's got, 8 or 9 bare knuckle fights. This guy has been fighting for a long time and has a lot of experience. So even he's 11 years older than him with a lot more experience, and he seems to be in a good. I gotta admit, he's in a much better state of mind than the last time we spoke to him. And I think that going down into a weight class that's more fit for a guy who's 5'9", who came up as a 155er is going to do well for him, I think.
Well, I hope so.
Right.
For his sake, because like he's saying, the Florida Commission's giving him a hard time, saying he needs to get more wins. But it's like, all right, well, he's got to fight. Where's he going to fight and get more wins? You know what I'm saying? Like if he can't fight, where's it going to fight? So we'll see. Time will tell.
Hey, he brought up Smith Brothers Combat and Kevin Smith, and yeah, shout out to Kevin for getting Melvin another fight against this young Russian kid, getting him back in there. But I hope everything's going good for Kevin, man, because his gym's down there in Tampa or Clearwater. Oh, I mean, he's right down there in the thick of things, and we haven't. I shoot him texts and I say, I hope everything's well and everything's good down there. And he always says we're good, bud. Thanks for shouting out. But shout out to the Smith Brothers guys, man. They've been with us. They've been riding with us this whole time. So appreciate them. We got another guest coming up in a minute, but do you want to do a little something in between guests here, Mike?
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know if we were going to do it with him or not, but
what do you want to do with him?
We have time here. Big Ben's asking, how's Uncle Pete? Uncle Pete is alive and well. Just some damage to some houses. A lot of people lost their houses, their cars. So
I got people very close to my family. I got people very close to my family. They're not blood relatives of mine, but you got those aunts and uncles that are not blood aunts and uncles that lost their whole house. They lost their home down there. It's fucking a complete loss.
Washed away. It's crazy. It's gonna take a long time to rebuild down there.
Yeah, you see that dude this brilliant nowadays entrepreneur with the age of the internet and fucking YouTube. You see the dude that made a video swimming through his house?
No.
Dude, guy made a fucking video of him swimming through his house, and it had over 1 million hits on YouTube in like 8 hours or something like that.
No way.
This fucking brilliant motherfucker was like, you know what? Hey, I already lost my house. Insurance is probably going to take care of this shit. I might as well make some fucking money while I'm at it.
Right.
Fucking take a swim through your living room and down the hall into the bedroom.
Unreal, dude. Unfucking real.
We do have it student out of the week. Let's wait for Brandon Girtz, man. This guy seems like he's going to be fun to talk to. We'll do the student out of the week with him, guys. We do have a student out of the week, but let's talk about this weekend. Tomorrow night, Mike, we got the weigh-ins, right? The weigh-ins tomorrow. I can't fucking wait, man. You know what happened the last time Lorenzo Hunt was on stage at a weigh-in? You think he's going to be pulling the same stunt with Quentin Henry that he was doing with Joe Riggs?
Yeah. If I know anything about Lorenzo is a calculated guy, and he's, like he said, he's playing chess. He's ahead of the game. You know he has something planned, and he's building up. Quentin says he's not getting in my head, man. I don't give a shit about what he does, but we'll see what happens. I'm really looking forward to the weigh-ins. I like when you can look forward to the weigh-ins. That's how you know that a fight is good, because you want to watch the weigh-ins. I watch all the weigh-ins, but a lot of them are boring. You know what I mean? You just watch the people come out, and then that's it. Sometimes they're cheesy. Like the last one was a bit cheesy. There was a lot of forced stuff going on.
It was a fail.
You can tell when it's forced, if it's not coming naturally, it doesn't play off well most of the time. But this is going to be good, because I have no idea what Lorenzo's going to do, but I know he's going to do something. He always does something.
Yeah, man. Big fights on this card. What time did it say? It's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's bring that back up.
It's 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes.
7 p.m. Eastern time. You guys got to watch the weigh-ins tomorrow night, and then Saturday night it is the prelim starting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Big Ben asked in the comments if we're going to do a fight companion. The answer is nada, sir. We have plans. I will be watching the fights, but I will not be able to get on live and do a fight companion. Those are fun.
They're fun, but we got to sit here for hours and hours on a Saturday night after we already did 2 shows during the week. We have families here too that sometimes want to kill us. So I'm sure murder's on the mind sometimes.
Murder's on the mind.
Check this out, right? Before we got on here, I'm looking for some pictures to upload and stuff, and I come across this headline, and it's Happy Meals for Adults.
What the fuck
what do you
is
think about that? Okay. So
what's
I don't know
there?
what Cactus Plant Flea Market is. I've never heard of it in my life, but I guess they partnered with McDonald's to make Happy Meals for Adults. And those are the toys that are going to be in the box there. And they can get like a Big Mac, a 10-piece nugget, just adult-sized food. What do you think about this?
I think that's hilarious, but I mean,
I'll buy one. 100%. I'm going to go buy one.
Do you know what it made me think of immediately is loyal listener and watcher of our show, Mr. Hanowski posted something today about the Avengers and Marvel movies and how he wants them to stop making Marvel movies so all millennials can grow the fuck up and stop watching these cartoons. And then the very same day you find an article about Happy Meals for Adults.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man. Yeah. Ed Rogers says, what do you get? A condom for a toy? Maybe.
It would be nice if they passed out more of an adult type item, right?
Yeah. You get a pre-rolled joint in there.
Yeah, like a hamburglar with 4 eyes. What the hell is that shit?
Yo, you ever hear the Tom Pendleton? Did I ever tell the Tom Pendleton McDonald's story? I think I probably did. Right?
I don't know, but you dropped the names on here. I don't know how crazy is that freaking story.
No. It's 18 years ago, and Tommy loves telling the story. So they have a bunch of kids, and his wife was working. He goes to McDonald's on the way home, and he picks up a bunch of food for his kids because it's dad's night to feed the kids, and he gets all the McDonald's, and he goes home, and he puts it all on the table for them to start eating, and he goes to take a bite of his sandwich, and it's like rock hard. And he lives right down the street from the McDonald's in his area. So he's like, fuck this. You guys eat. I'm going back and I'm getting another sandwich. He goes in there and he's like, I want another sandwich. He's like, I can't even take a bite into this thing. It's ridiculous, So the lady's like, I can't do that. You already left the store or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm here. I was here 5 minutes ago. This is not edible. I want another sandwich. So she's like, I'll get my manager. The manager comes over. Manager tells him, I can't get you anything. You left and came back. So Tommy has a falling down Michael Douglas moment, takes a step back and fireballs this bag of McDonald's off the dude's face, right? Throws the bag that contains like a quarter pounder with cheese and French fries off this manager's face. The bag explodes, fries go everywhere like fireworks. The dude's got like ketchup and onion stuck on his face, and the dude's, I'm calling the cops. So Tommy's leaving, right? And he goes to go out to his car, and the guy's like chasing him out to his car, and he realizes that the large Coke is still sitting in the fucking cup holder in his car, and he grabs it and he turns around, and the manager's like, starts running back towards the thing, and he launches the soda at the guy as he's shutting the door, and it blows up on the glass door. And then he leaves, right? So he leaves McDonald's, he pulls into the gas station like right next door to get gas. Like, this is how psycho this guy is, right? So he's in the gas station, he's pumping gas, and he goes, bro, you would have thought somebody robbed a bank. Like, cop cars start fucking by him. One of the cops stops, backs up, rips into the thing, and fucking gets out of the car. He's like, I'm gonna guess you're looking for me. And they fucking arrested him for like, I don't know if he got like a breach of peace or an assault charge. I don't know what he got. I can't remember. It was fucking years ago. But
it's assault, brother.
That's salt, brother. Assault with French fry. Yeah, extra salt on them French fries, dude. So the cops were busting his balls, and he's sitting in the holding cell waiting for his wife to come pick him up. And she gets in there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here for Tommy." And they're like, "Oh, the Hamburglar? He's right over there." Yeah, he was known as the Hamburglar after that, dude. I thought it was the best shit ever. He told that story. We're like, man, you are a hero. You did what every single American that's ever went into a McDonald's wants to do.
Dude,
but
McDonald's,
nowadays
it's guaranteed you get your items are getting fucked up. It does not matter where you go. I don't care if you go to some fucking fast food place. You can go to a chain restaurant, right?
Yeah.
You can go anywhere. It does not matter. You could go to fucking Lowe's. Someone's going to screw your shit up. I swear to God, every time I go out somewhere, something's messed up. It could be something minute, but it's going to be something you did not ask for, and it's going to be fucked up. It happens every time. You can't go, even like waitresses, waiters, they're awful now. Like, they're really bad. It is unbelievable. And I think it's the older I get, I'm like, am I just getting grumpier because I'm getting older, or are people just sucking more?
No, I think people suck more, but you could also be becoming an ornery old man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My fucking Larry David senses are getting heightened, you know?
Oh, man.
My Seinfeld senses.
I love your
everything.
Seinfeld
I've got to pick it. Every single thing that happens all day long, I'm just looking, and my head, the gears are constantly turning. It's a nonstop. Sometimes I have to stop myself from saying stuff because I'm like, it's inappropriate. You can't say that. Like, you just can't say it. And all the time, I got to hold myself back. I'm always picking shit apart. I need to start writing this shit down.
You do. And you know what we should do? Like, honest to God, guys, when Mike and I are on the road, it is very much like Jerry and George on the road. Like, I am definitely like us. I'm on my own level of psycho, like Mike is, but Mike is the George Costanza, Larry David of the group. And some of the shit that we get into when we're on the road, if we just had a camera on us, one, we'd either never go on the road again because we'd get canceled, or we would be picked up by like Netflix and we'd be millionaires tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I think the latter for sure.
I love this this guy right here. He says, I find myself having falling down moments all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
My boy Kirk calls that movie Rising Up. I'm telling you. Fucking, I want my sandwich to look like the one on the picture.
Yeah, okay. Good luck.
Man.
Shit ain't never gonna happen. The other yesterday I was like, Steph's like, oh, you want a coffee? I was like, yeah. So she gets the coffee, she brings it, and you know what? It's like the letdown moment. You know that moment where you just let down. She gives me the coffee, I put it in the cup holder, and we're talking, and I was like, oh yeah, let me take a sip of this, and I open it up. fucking take that first sip, and that was the letdown moment. As soon as that shit hit my tongue, I was like, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is wrong. Who did
What
this?
is it?
And then I look at the thing, and it's like, says everything that I want on the order. And I was like, there is no way that what is on this label is inside of this cup right now. This is shit. It's shit.
Do you remember?
And I want to go back. I want to get in the car, and I want to drive over there and fucking flip out. And I don't, but I have done it before. I've been like, yo, they forgot my fucking sauce, and I'm going back, you know?
It reminds me of the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode when he's walking down the street and he goes by those kids on the fucking lemonade stand, and he's like, "Oh, you kids selling lemonade?" He's like, "Let me," and he only go, "How much?" They're like $2. He's like, "Wow, $2. That's expensive. You know, that's expensive lemonade." And he gives them the $2, and they put like this much in a cup, and he takes a sip and he spits it back in the cup. He goes, "Oh, what is this? This is shit. I want my money back." They're like, "What?" He's like, "Give me my money back. You cannot sell a product like this and put this much in a cup and expect me to walk away happy." He's like, "This is shit. Give me my money back." That's you, dude.
You gotta let these little sons of bitches know at an early age, like, hey, not everybody's gonna like your lemonade. You know? And you gotta make it better. You get some better freaking lemonade, kid. Get back in the house and get your mom to make that lemonade, put a little more sugar in it. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to your mom. Oh my God, I love it. All right, hey, our second guest is already in the guest room right now, and we're gonna bring him on. He's gonna be fighting Jake Lindsey October 15th in Denver, Colorado. When BKFC makes their debut out there, he'll be making his debut in the sport. Let's bring him on. Longtime Bellator standout Brandon Girtz. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Yo.
What's happening, man? Welcome to the show. That's Mike. I'm Mish. This is the Mike and Mish show. We cover BKFC constantly, and it's a pleasure to have you on here tonight. What's going on?
Pleasure to be here. I made it. I'm here.
Yes, you did. There you are, man. Like we said, we all know you from your long time in Bellator, especially us over here in Connecticut. Bellator lives at fucking Mohegan Sun, so
it was there quite a bit here during the past few years.
Yeah, hell yeah. And now the BKFC keeps bringing over these recognizable names, man, and I didn't even realize that you were on this card. When we first got word of the card, we saw Chris Camozzi versus Bubba McDaniel, and we're like, oh shit, they're bringing Camozzi and Bubba McDaniel in here, and then boom, I'm like, fucking Jake Lindsey's fighting Brandon Girtz. The first thing that popped in my head.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, where'd that come from? So did you go to were you at the tryouts or something over there? What happened?
Well, yeah, we stopped in, say what's up and see what's going on. But yeah, this has been in the works for a little bit. When they started to put the card together, they randomly hit me up, and they didn't even know. I think they were just more hitting me up to see if I wanted to come to the event, and then it kind of was turned into one of those things. I was like, hey, maybe I want to fight for you guys.
Yeah. Have you been a fan of the sport? Have you been watching for a while, or?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen it. It's new and it's exciting. And that's what drew me to it. And I've talked about it here before. Like years ago. I was like, that would be kind of fun.
It's definitely a brutal. It's a brutal sport, but it's definitely not as brutal as everybody thinks. I think
Right.
it's like a beautiful new combat sport that everybody can go out and enjoy, and like all the fighters that are coming over from like UFC and Bellator and everyone, they're like, I don't know, this may be a one and done thing, maybe not. I'll give it a shot. We talked to Chad Mendez right after his fight, and he was like, yeah, I'm fucking doing it again. I had a blast. It was like one of the most fun nights of my life. So.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about how, especially people now that know me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing BKFC. They're all looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? I've been doing MMA for 15 years. I'm like, I'm not saying this ain't dangerous, but come on, MMA's elbows, knees, kicks,
Right.
fucking like. They look at me like I'm nuts. I'm like, guys, like this, yeah, okay. There can be some cuts because there's nothing on our hands, and you can slice a little differently. But there ain't nothing more brutal than an elbow to the freaking skull. So,
Right.
tell me this is so brutal. It's like, MMA, how many years ago when it first started, everyone was like, oh, this is so brutal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. People look at it like it's Bruce Lee. It's nothing. It's not brutal. It's not brutal. And now this is brutal because it's new. Anything new, say something,
Yeah,
I mean,
look, now
getting
Disney's
kicked.
carrying it. See
Right.
what happened? It went from fucking human cockfighting to Disney.
Yeah, right.
That's right. That's funny. I mean, getting kicked in the forehead with a shin bone is like getting hit with a fucking wooden baseball bat. So, I mean, I don't know what these people are thinking saying all that shit.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I say. It's like, dude, I would rather get punched in the face than kicked or kneed or elbowed. So it's freaking,
and
game on.
And growing like you live out in Denver, right? But you're originally from Minnesota. You're a Minnesota kid.
Yep.
So
Correct.
I'm assuming that you have dropped the gloves on the ice a few times and thrown some fucking hands.
So growing up, exactly, played hockey and going into like the next step, like you're in Pewees or whatever, and then you got to go try out for high school, like to try out for varsity. And I wasn't bad. I was pretty good, but I didn't make the team because of how much I fought and how big of a troublemaker I was back then. And it was actually like a problem. Like I had the most penalty minutes. Like I was out there. Time. Like I remember I had to stop fall league. Because I got kicked out. It was like, that was part of it. Hockey, it's like, come on,
Yeah, but I thought every team needed a goon, right? They needed that one guy, that Sean Thornton, that can go out there and just knock somebody the fuck out real quick.
You had to go out there, but I guess I just did it a little too much. I had a little hot head back then,
Yeah. So throwing hands is I mean, we all know about your long MMA career, but like throwing bare knuckles is nothing new to a guy like yourself.
No, and I don't like to boost my back. Back in my days when I was more of a troublemaker than I am now. Now I'm a family man. But it's definitely nothing new.
What does your family think about this new venture?
It's mixed feelings a little bit about it, like because like you said, everybody looks at it like, oh, that's brutal. Wow, big knuckle. It's like, I got to explain to them like, yeah, it is, but it's just some cuts maybe, other than that, it's, I had to, like I said, go through. I'm not getting kneed. I'm not getting, it's, I had to calm them down a little bit, explain, and then they're like, oh, okay, you're right.
Have you done anything have you even considered conditioning your hands for fighting bare knuckle? Last night we had Harris Stevenson on, and he's about to fight for his 7th time, I believe, maybe 8th time.
7th, yep.
And he talked about how, like, when he first started in bare knuckle, he was training with boxing gloves on, and he was hitting the bags with gloves on, and he was hitting mitts with gloves on. And then, like, after the first 2 fights, he started hitting with just hand wraps. And then, now entering his 7th fight, he doesn't wear gloves at all when he hits. Obviously, he wears gloves when he spars and shit, but when he hits bags and mitts and whatnot, just to continue callousing and conditioning his hands. Have you done anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we started doing right away, is just doing whatever kind of, my coach started working with that wrap that doesn't cover up the knuckles, and we started hitting mitts that way. I mean, you got to do it. That's what I figured. I got to feel it. And I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever hit mitts bare knuckle. I've been doing MMA now for 15 years or whatever, and there was never a time, you protect your hands. So them up, protect them. The first time we hit, it was like, oh yeah, this is nice. Like my coach don't think it's nice. He says his hands are hurting worse because of the bare knuckles, holding mitts for bare knuckles. Because, Chris Camozzi is on the card, and so is Josh Copeland, we're all on the same team. So my coach has held mitts for all of us, bare knuckle, and he comes in. He's like, can you wear gloves today, bro? Like, I can't fucking hold these. Like, my hands are fucking hurting. So we've definitely started doing that. I've also sparred a little bit more, obviously not bare knuckle, but more in small gloves, just to get that feeling more a little bit, turned up some intensity on that a little bit more than normal. Normally, obviously, it's always big gloves, but we've done a little bit, I'm sorry to, some of the people that I sparred with, but we had to go try it out a little bit with the smaller gloves.
Now, you said that you were interested in it a few years back. Have you been like checking out some, like, now you're going to be, what weight class are you going to be fighting at? 155,
No,
145?
we're doing 65. I was
65.
like, yeah, I wanted to, go in there. I didn't that's no weight for me, right now.
Yeah.
Coming in there, and I look at that. I've told people weight is used more in wrestling and stuff like that. I want to go in there. I want to be the faster guy,
Now, so 165, have you taken a look? I don't know if this is a one fight contract for you or a multiple, but have you taken a look at the, Luis Palomino and Alvin Brito and these guys that are making a living in that 165-pound division, and maybe started eyeing some people up if you do plan to stick around?
Yeah, absolutely. I would be stupid not to look at some of those guys and see Palomino. Of course, I've watched his fights. I watched his last championship fight. I got to see what the champion is doing. He's up there for a reason. So I watched some of his fight, and I always respected him since he fought my boy Gaethje. So I've always known of him since then. He's a tough ass dude. So I watched some of his fights. I'll have to say that's about it, though. I just watched the champions. I was like, all right, let me see who the top guy is. Let me see what he's doing, And then also my boy Mike Richmond, that's on the same, happens to be on the card that I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my original training partners from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So he's on the card. So of course I've seen his fights, and those are kind of.
He's like the best of the best right now. Like, honestly, like, that's no shot at anybody else. Like, there's a few guys. If you take a look in the sport of bare knuckle and look at the BKFC roster, the top dogs are Lorenzo Hunt, who's going to be fighting this weekend. He's very good. But Mike Richmond and Luis Palomino are the next two. And if you ask me, those three guys are like the top of the top right now.
Oh yeah, and then he's done it from how many different weight classes?
It's amazing.
I really wanted to see that fight with who did you just say? What
Lorenzo Hunt.
I mean, I know Lorenzo's big, but my boy, like, it's just crazy. And I really wanted that fight for him, honestly. Yes. It is going to come. Those two got some blood, and this one's setting that up, of course. But I was hoping he was having that one here now. I wanted to see that. That's what I wanted to see.
Oh, a lot of people want to see that fight. That fight. So was that Orlando, Kyle, or Fort Lauderdale when you got that video?
That was in Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah. So we were Hollywood, Florida. He got there the day before me. Did you see the video where they're in each other's face, right? Oh, yeah. So Kyle recorded that, and when I saw it, and I was like, wait, I didn't realize these guys had that type of animosity towards one another, right? Mm-hmm. That friggin' video took off. It got over 1 million views at this point. There are people going buck wild over trying to see those two. So we said, we'll bring them both on. And they were going at it on the show back and forth. And then they just carried on outside. And even David Feldman, the president of BKFC, was like, oh, yeah, we're going to give the fans what they want. Then they announced the Henry fight because they want to get that 205 belt out there.
Yeah.
So they kind of filled that slot. They put Mike Richmond in because he was already #1 contender. And so was Isaac Doolittle. So they're like, well, let's fill that. And then maybe we'll see them afterwards. But yeah, that's the fight right there.
Yeah, they're making people, what's that? Bite their teeth right now, waiting for it. That's what they're doing.
Salivate.
You salivate about it, because that's the one to make. And I mean, it's just crazy to see my boy, like, he fought 35 and 45 all the years that I've been with him, and go up, and he cut like a motherfucker to get there back then,
Oh,
so
man.
I just love seeing it,
Man, one thing about Richmond, right? Like, Mike and I have been to a lot of these events now. We go to all of them with these guys, and we always seem to end up hanging out with Mike Richmond and his crew afterwards. He's got to be the most dialed in, motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. He is so fucking even keeled at all times. And like you can go out to a bar and he'll stand there with his drink like this, and he'll scan the room, and like when people come up to him, he'll smile and he'll talk to them. But dude, I don't know if I've ever met somebody that's just so fucking even keeled at all times, man.
Oh yeah. That's Richmond, man. That's all I've known. That's the dude I've known my whole life.
Yeah.
He acts the same. He's either if he's eating sushi at the bar, drinking at a nightclub where it's getting rowdy, or if he's in the middle of a ring after knocking somebody down in the second round of a bare knuckle fight with the crowd screaming. He's exactly the same guy.
Just another
same
day.
guy.
Just another day, dude. Just another day.
It's fucking awesome, man. Yeah, we like Richmond a lot. He's good people. But Jake Lindsey, your opponent coming up here. Jake's pretty good too. He's done all right in the BKFC world. He's got a long MMA career himself. Are you familiar with Jake in the past, or is this just like, give me a name, let me get on this card, let me dip my toe into this sport?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know, obviously I didn't know Jake at all. I'm not in the scene like that on everything. I don't know every fighter or everything like that. But obviously I watched his last BKFC fight, I mean, I didn't know when they sent the name, I just said yes. I didn't watch nothing. I didn't care. I'm not here to tiptoe in. I wasn't, whatever they wanted to give me to see what I could do, I'll take it. And I looked in and, I see, he's been in 2 fights, 2 finishes. I was like, great. Throw me in there. I was like, that's what I wanted. I'm not here to fight somebody that's not that good, or doing their debut. I'm like, hell yeah, throw me in there with somebody that's already been in there doing this shit, and let me see what I can do. I'm not tiptoeing. I've been fighting for a while, so I'm here to take the challenges. I'm here for the challenge. So that excites me more. I wasn't sure who they were gonna give me.
Hell yeah. Oh man, it's exciting to see. I bet you people bring this shit up all the time, but you know what my first thought of when I saw your name on the card, it was the Derek Campos fight with the fucking hole in your head, dude. That thing was crazy.
Oh yeah. Dude, that was fucking nuts. That was nuts. That one still pisses me off so bad because that doctor came over the fucking corner and said, if this thing doesn't move, we can keep going. And it didn't move. And then he comes to the corner again and talks to me like I'm ready to go, like, oh, you're good to go. And then goes and I'm standing up ready for the 3rd round, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, motherfucker, you just said I was good to go. That one pissed me off. But I love Derek, so it's all good. It's all good.
Now, you mentioned Gaethje earlier. Do you think that a guy like Justin Gaethje would ever venture over into the bare knuckle world after he is ready to walk away from MMA?
There's never say no to this right now.
Yeah.
How big bare knuckles getting, I know my boy likes to kick people, so I know he'd be like, I can't fucking kick him. I know that one. So that, I know that because I've seen him in the gym going against boxers and all he wants to do is kick them. So, but you right now it's like you can't say no to anything right now. How big they're rising, what how they're treating, what they're offering fighters to come in. They're not trying to penny everybody. Like I'm hoping they keep rising and getting bigger and add value to mix to the sport, the combat sports. And that's what they've been doing. Giving us fighters another avenue, not just Bellator, UFC, or stuff like that. Giving us a whole nother avenue to continue our careers, at a level worth doing it.
Hell yeah. We were talking about it last night with Harris Stevenson about or maybe after Harris got off, Mike and I were just talking about it. Now that Eddie Alvarez is out there in the free agent market and Nate Diaz is out there in the free agent market and all these names are starting to get out there, and it's not just UFC and Bellator that are in the fucking mix anymore. These guys are stepping in, and it makes it more exciting. It really does. It's pretty awesome, man.
Oh, absolutely. Competition makes everything more exciting, right?
Fuck yeah, especially especially a guy like Eddie Alvarez who used to knock out people on Bully Beatdown back in the day, and then
Right?
remember that shit.
Oh yeah, that shit was great, dude. And that guy's a savage too. This would be fucking great stuff. Him and Mike Perry, him and Dia, whatever. Those guys would be great additions, you know.
Absolutely. Oh man, we're excited to see you in there October 15th for sure. Welcome to the sport. We fuck around on the show a little bit, and you seem like a kind of guy that likes to play around. We do. Do you know what a stunad is, Brandon?
A stew knot.
Stunad. A stunad. What are you, a fucking stunad? Is it an
What are you
Italian thing?
thinking?
No, I don't know.
All right, a stunad is like a complete fucking moron. Like a what do you like? You got no brains. What are you, a fucking
Okay.
stunad?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what we
You
do?
see The Sopranos.
Okay. Dude, I haven't, which is crazy. I have not.
Don't feel too bad.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring up 4 nominees for the dumbest motherfuckers of the week, okay? And then you and Mike are gonna decide on who the biggest stunad of the week is, right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun this week on Stunad of the Week. All right, we
Okay.
got the honeymoon toots, we got the feline Fattel, we got Welfarve, and we got kidnapped Karen. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about each one of these guys. Honeymoon toots. Okay. The guy all the way over there on the honeymoon toots is of course short for prostitutes. Our boy Paul Trevesky, Florida man accused for soliciting prostitution on his honeymoon. Now this motherfucker goes to Florida. He gets married to his girl, right? His girl goes to sleep in the hotel bed of their resort that they're staying at on their honeymoon. He responds to a advertisement for sex for sale, right? which was a plant by the undercover police. This fucking dipshit waits till his wife, brand new wife, sleeping. He goes to this hotel to buy some sex. And he is one of 176 guys busted that evening in a giant prostitution sting. That's our first. so let's just drink that in, fellas. What do you guys think of this guy?
God, dude.
I don't know if that marriage is gonna last. Okay, number two, we got our girl here. This girl here. Let me see if I can get her name because I like giving these people their shine. Hannah Starr Esser. Right? Feline Fattel. She claims that she saw a man swerve at a cat in the road, right? And then she stops this man with her car in the middle of the road, and she has a verbal altercation with this man, accusing him of trying to kill this cat. This man says, "You're fucking crazy. I didn't swerve my truck at all. Get the fuck out of here, you psychopath." She gets in her car, runs him over, and kills him. Now, the best part about this, guys, wasn't her cat.
It's not even. It's just
cat. That's what I was gonna ask. Her cat?
No, sir. What? This was a stray cat, fucking walking the streets, and this chick Hannah just runs this dude over. She loves cat.
She's not no brain. She's just psycho.
She's okay.
Psycho.
What if he was swerving to not hit the cat?
That's
like, when a squirrel.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, he's trying not to hit it. Like what?
Yeah. So old Hannah Starr Esser, age 20, is being charged with the murder of this poor guy and being held on $1 million bond, $1 million bail. So that's her. We all know this beautiful bearded gentleman here who had a very long career, Mr. Brett Favre, right? Favre's got himself into some hot water, guys. You know why I said the Favre there? He's part of this welfare scandal that they used $5 million of welfare funds to fund like the rebuilding of the volleyball center at his daughter's college. Then they dug more deeper into Mr. Favre's fucking finances, and it turns out that his Favre for what the hell is it? Favre for something. He has this I don't want to fuck this up. He has his foundation that raises money for disabled children and women with breast cancer. Well, turns out they were also funneling the money from that foundation to his daughter's college to help build up their athletic facility. So
I mean, it's Favre. Like, I can't. It's Brett Favre, and like, don't all these rich people do this shit? He just got caught. Like, I'm not. That's some bullshit. I'm gonna put that one some bullshit. First guy's still dumbass right now.
I do want to bring up though. Immediately, of course, like every middle class working citizen, we fucking immediately go to the Google and I search his net worth. Right?
Yeah. Right?
He's worth over $100 million. I'm like, why wouldn't he just write a $10 million check?
Like Levi jeans? Isn't he the Levi jean guy?
Right. I think he's Wrangler.
Wrangler? Come on, whatever. Like, you're gonna take young. Like, I know it's stupid. It's stupid.
It's bad.
It is.
Okay, well,
it's a Stunad move.
That is a Stunad move. Okay, so our final nominee for Stunad of the week right here. Her name is Sherry Papinski. Papini?
Like Soda Papinski?
Yeah, Soda. No, I don't know what her fucking name is. It's Sherry Papini. Now, this girl was married to her ex-husband. They had 2 kids together, right? She was just recently charged and found guilty for staging her own kidnapping to get her ex-husband to come back to her. Now, I don't know what goes on in this wild, crazy woman's head, but the man divorces her and leaves. And the best she can come up with is staging an abduction and putting a $300,000 fucking ransom on her head with hopes that her ex-husband would come back to be her knight in shining armor and be happy fucking married family again with their 2 kids. Turns out he's like, yeah, that's why I divorced this crazy bitch. She's fucking nuts. I'm done with her. Now you could put her in jail and I want my kids. What do you think of that?
See, the women ones these guys are just psycho crazy. Like, I won't even say they don't have brains. She like tried to do a big plan here. Like, these are like psychos. Well, these women, I clarify them as psycho. I don't know about the like no brain. Like I get that was stupid, but you're more. That's like psycho. Both women are. Both of these two.
All right. So okay. So Brandon Girtz says the women are out. It's between. Who is
I'm
it?
still on number 1, the honeymoon dude. Like, how stupid are you? You're honeymoon and you're going out and soliciting any of that. Like that sounds like the Favre thing. Like I said, is stupid, but it's like, God, you could probably bust a bunch of rich people that do that dumb shit. I get it. That's mean. It's evil. Like, I understand it. You're rich as fuck, but that honeymoon guy is my pick, dude. Like, come on. This is your fucking what?
Mike, are you in agreement with Mr. Gertz here?
I love everything he's saying because I agree with it all. Because he's right. The women aren't stupid. They're just nuts. Just complete fucking psychopaths. Just crazy. She said she's mad at him because he swerved towards the cat, which she doesn't even really know his intention. And then she just swerves and kills him. Like, what? You were just mad about the cat. He didn't even hit it. Now you're going to kill him? What was said? I don't know. But then you got the other chick, right? She's absolutely psychopath. And you know what's good? The kids probably go with the dad. Now they're probably even better off than they were before. Because if they were stuck with her, they're in bad shape. So that's good for them. But yeah, this guy... right?
Yeah, this guy.
This is a Stunad move because if you're already hitting the toots and it's your home, you just got married. It's your honeymoon. You're hitting the toots while she's sleeping. She fell asleep in a hotel. He said, I'm going to go out and get some toots, man.
On your honeymoon. Like, so you're already stupid for it being in the marriage in the first place, for doing it. Like, you're already like, what?
He was using some of that wedding envelope money, you know what he's doing. So there we go. Our Stunad of the week is Mr. Paul Trevesky, the Florida man accused of soliciting prostitution on his honeymoon. Congratulations, Paul. You're a fucking idiot. So that was awesome. And we got one last thing we're going to do with you before you go, and then we'll let you get the fuck out of here. We're going to speed round this guy. We got 5 questions, and we're going to start off with the first one. The man himself passed away yesterday. R.I.P. to Coolio. I know you know who Coolio is.
I know.
What is the most fantastic voyage you've ever been on, sir?
What's the most fantastic voyage?
Come along and run on a fantastic voyage.
Slide. Flippity slide.
Living in the city, it's do or die.
Yeah.
I gotta answer that one, bro. I don't even know.
Wait, have you ever gone anywhere crazy? Have you ever like gone to Thailand and done a lot of crazy shit out there? Or
Like went to Mexico, lived out there for a while. That was a crazy voyage. I think of voyage, I think of some trips I've done, journeys I've been on. Those were crazy. I can't name one. Like I've had I feel like they're all R-rated, so I can't speak of them.
Fair enough. The guys
we love R-rated.
Yeah. We'll start a Patreon or whatever the hell those pages are called, and we'll get people like you to tell those stories on that, and then everybody will make money, and then we'll go get some toots on our honeymoon. Number 2. Here we go.
If Gangsta's Paradise was a real place, what would it be like? What would your Gangsta's Paradise consist of?
Man. Oh, my Gangster's Paradise is in the middle of nowhere. That's my Gangster's Paradise.
just quiet with guns.
Guns and animals around, but I'm not shooting any of them. Just the people that come around.
Here we go. I love it, man. Number 3. What is the craziest thing you've ever done just for fun?
Man, this is like trouble questions, bro. Yeah. I can't
we try.
Like these are trouble questions. I have a few, but I remember one of my craziest stories in college was in a frat house, and I was on this kick about grabbing fire extinguishers and hitting people, not them with spraying people, but I grabbed that thing and I smoked that whole house out. Like it's a frat house full of people, and I smoked that whole thing out where all the frat people started coming at me, and my buddy, another wrestler, grabs me and he pretends like he's gonna whoop my ass. He's like, I'll take this guy outside, and then take him outside, and then we run. And then we run.
That's a good move.
It was a classic. I don't even, because I don't know what I was thinking, but I was obviously not. I didn't do a lot of that in college, a lot of thinking, so like I said, I was on this fire extinguisher kick, and for some reason I smoked that whole house out.
That shit happens fast too.
Oh my gosh.
I got this guy. I got him.
Yeah, it was one of those like yellow stuff came out, not the cold stuff. So it was like, and you couldn't see a thing.
Lots of chemicals.
Do you guys remember the movie Kingpin? Remember the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and the bowling movie?
Yeah.
What your buddy did reminded me of that movie when Ishmael, the fucking Amish kid, is over there. He was dancing with Roger Clemens' girlfriend, and all of a sudden Roger Clemens and those other 2 dudes are like surrounding Ishmael, and she's like, "You need to go help him." And Woody Harrelson walks over. He's like, "Hey, I got this, guys. You stepping up on some other guy's girl? What the fuck's wrong with you?" And he blasts him in his face. And the next scene, they're in the car. And he's like holding an ice pack on his mouth. She goes, "That was your plan? To punch him in the move."
That was the move. It was perfect.
He was like
big shit, dude.
He's like better me than all 3 of them,
Yeah.
That's
all right.
A perfect move.
It is. Number 4. Here we go.
What are your thoughts on Jesse Ventura?
Jesse Ventura. Oh my God! Well, I've had zero thoughts of him for a long time. He was the Minnesota governor for a sec, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. What is he big on again? How did that guy get? What was his thing? Was he a pro wrestler?
Yeah, he was a pro wrestler.
WWF.
He was also in the movie Predator with
Yeah. Well, what do I think of Jesse Ventura? That just shows America right there. Like how that guy became our governor. Like, come on. Come
I
on.
love it. You know, only 2 movies in the history of ever have had 2 United States governors in the movie, and it was Predator and Running Man.
Running Man.
And they were Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura in both of those.
Yeah.
Running Man.
Arnold, I could give Arnold his government. Like, that's fine. Arnold could do what he wants. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Arnold.
I love that shit. Arnold's the best. And our last question for you, what is something that you're too old to still be doing, but you still enjoy doing it anyways?
Fuck. Gee. Man, that I keep getting yelled at for everything I do. Dirt bike, fucking everything they say I gotta stop doing. I don't think you can be too old for shit is what I tell them. Once I start slowing down, that's when the reactions slow down. I'm like, I'm sorry, just because I got a child don't mean I can't. I gotta keep that edge just in case.
Yeah.
So there ain't nothing I'm doing. There ain't nothing. Not cool for.
All right, man. That's fucking awesome. Well, thanks for playing along with us on these last 2 things. We like to have a little fun on here. We like to talk about fights, but we like also to bring the personality out of you guys. With that said, man, October 15th, Mike, do we have a graphic for his fight or anything like that?
Yeah, I had it up a little bit earlier.
All right, here we
what
go.
I'm talking about?
Everybody tune in October 15th, BKFC 31 in Denver, Colorado, right in your hometown, right? Or your hometown?
Oh yeah. Yep. My hometown now.
There it is. With that said, man, you got any final last words you want to fucking throw out there before we let you go?
Just fuck you, Jake Lindsey. That's all I gotta say,
Short and sweet, man. We'll be out there. Hey, we're gonna be out there. This card is sick. You got, like you said, you got Mike Richmond headlining the thing with Isaac Doolittle, but you got Kamosi on there, you got yourself on there, you got Copeland on there. It's a hell of a card. We will be out there, so we'll catch up to you at the event.
Absolutely, guys. It's been a pleasure.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Have a good night, guys.
Later.
You too.
Later.
There it is. There's Brandon Girtz. Man, that guy's a fun guy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, this is when when you have an interview and you don't know the person, and then you talk to them. And I know, like myself, I'm like, man, I can't wait to hang out with that person. I can't wait to see them in person and talk to them because I know they're gonna be fun, cool, like approachable person. Like he seems like he's a really fun person.
Yeah, and he can fight. He's a tough motherfucker, dude. And he's in some bloody wars, and like I said, he's been, I don't know how many. I would have to look up, but I bet you he's got 15, at least 15 fights. He was in Bellator 80, 96, 102, 104, 113, 126, 141, 146, 165, 74, 81, 90, 97, 219, 239. This motherfucker's been in like every 3 or 4 Bellators for the last freaking 10 years. So we're very familiar with him in the MMA arena. I can't wait to see what he does in the bare knuckle arena. He's going up in weight from where he fought in MMA.
He's not fighting a slouch either.
He's not fighting a slouch. Jake Lindsey, we talked to him last week. He's a beast. Man, it's going to be an interesting fight in his backyard right now. So that was cool. Fun conversation with that guy. Yeah. And we got an event this weekend, guys. So don't forget about that. I know we just talked a lot about Denver, but Monroe, Louisiana is Saturday night. There it is, man. You got Hunt on there against Henry. You got Big Ben Rothwell and Bobo. You got Caleb Harris and Harris Stevenson. And then you got a fucking bunch of other. You got fucking Noah Cutter on there. Noah Cutter is always down for a freaking brawl. His last fight out in Kansas, I feel like there was 5 or 6 knockdowns.
Lycia?
Yeah, against Kenny Lycia.
Yeah, he knocked him down 3 times in the first round, and then he got knocked out himself in the second round. How
Yeah,
that happened.
it was wild, man.
Yeah.
And like Noah Cutter, that dude shows up in shape and ready to fucking scrap every single time.
Yeah.
That dude's a
We've
beast.
got to get him on here.
Yeah.
We talked to him last time. We took a picture. We ran into him a few times. We're going to have you on the show. We're going to have you on the show. And we didn't have him on. So we will see what happens this weekend. I don't want to say he's win or lose. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if he's up to talking afterwards. And
you were talking about meeting up with Gertz out there in Denver and Susan.
Trouble.
Could mean trouble. That's what I'm talking
boy.
about. Oh, and Richmond will be out there, dude. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. It's going to be good. We're gonna get some good footage, some good stuff. Hopefully we have another 1 million view video off of this event.
Hell yeah. And of course, I just got to shout out these guys one more time. Guerrilla Warfare. Dude, I don't know if you guys have gone to their website yet. I mean, not only are their shirts comfortable as hell, like they sent a couple of really nice care packages to me and Mike, so we can, rock their gear on the show. And I am so pleasantly surprised on how comfortable these goddamn things are. And they have cool ass graphics, man. And all, they got the switchblade, the razor blade one that says catch a fade. They got like built different. They got the whole Misfit line now, champion behavior, Misfit Nation.
I can see a Joe Ivy or Susan Walker and some of them champion behavior hoodies.
Yeah, so get your asses over there to guerrillawarfareapparel.com. Use the promo code Mike and Mish. Get yourself some gear. And with that said, Mike, I am extremely tired. You know what I was talking about? And before we call it a night here.
Yes.
Mike, I know I'm just gonna sound like a crybaby right now.
Let's cry. Let's cry a little bit.
Because everybody's an adult.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Everybody's got a lot of shit going on in their life. But dude, we were talking about Coolio dying, right? And like being 59 years old and dropping dead in the fucking bathroom. And I thought he died like Gigi on the Pichadou, you know what I mean? But he fell face first on the floor, dead, 59. And I go, I've been going on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night now for about 2 years straight. And I feel like I'm gearing myself up for a 59-year-old drop on a bathroom floor, dude. I swear to God, man. I need to start resting more. And
go to sleep. Damn it. What are you doing? So Roger Hunnell, what's up, man? How are you? Thanks for watching the show. We see you in the chat, chatting. Thank you so much. Can they see the chat on YouTube? I don't know if you're asking about us, but yes, we can see the chat in Facebook and YouTube, but the Facebook people can't see the YouTube and the YouTube can't see the Facebook unless we bring it on the screen. So
yeah,
sometimes some more comes up and more doesn't. It depends on how the conversation goes. We bring stuff in, we don't. It's all happenstance, really.
Right. And guys, don't take offense if we're not bringing the comments up on the screen as often as we used to. It's only because Mike and I are battling ADD the entire time we're on the show here. and if we start focusing on the comment section, we lose train of thought with the conversation with the fighter that's on the screen here. And it's like, if we had a third person involved here, that could just be the person that brings fucking,
right.
Awesome. I mean, that would be awesome if we had that. But yeah, holy hell, Mike, that was so fast I couldn't follow.
See what I mean? See what we mean? See what's going on here?
Yeah. So, anyways, man, huge shout out to all of our guests this week. Two people that we've been watching in MMA for a very long time, in Michelle Watterson and Brandon Girtz.
Awesome.
Very cool to have those two on this week. And Melvin Guillard. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Melvin Guillard longer than all of them. Yeah, but shout out to everybody who's come on: Harris Stevenson, Melvin Guillard, Brandon Girtz, and Michelle Watterson. It was absolutely a great time this week.
Yeah,
and
3 first-time guests this week.
Yeah. Hey, and make sure, last thing before we go, we've been talking about the event this weekend, and if you haven't gotten the app, you can, and you're not using one of the other fighters' referral codes that we throw up on the screen throughout the week, you can help your boys here out on the Mike and Mish show. Get on that referral code down at the bottom if you don't have the app already. Check that out.
Yeah. Put some
Make sure
money
you-
in our pockets. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications, like and share all of our shit on Facebook, and check us out on the BKFC app. With all that said, it's been a blast this week. Mike, you got anything else for these peeps?
Nope. Just make sure. Well, I said no, and now I'm going to say something. Just go check out Guerrilla Warfare Apparel. Go to the BKFC app. Get the app. Use our referral code.
And peace
I
out.
cannot wait till this weekend. Awesome card. See you guys next week.